Welcome back. It's Saturday, February 11th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, a 2-1 winning day. Our best bet of the day, De'Aaron Fox, easily cashes over 30.5 points plus assists, scores 33 points. Brandon Ingram goes over despite a blowout. And Norman Powell, our only loss of the day, ends with 16 points. Only plays 24 minutes, only attempts 9 shots. A weird game for him. But either way, let's turn this into a winning streak. Let's start rattling off some winning days going into the All-Star break. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming out here. My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot. Go down below, hit that subscribe and drop a like too. And we have a couple great things happening. Number one, the Super Bowl is tomorrow. My video will be live at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. And it might already be live by the time you're watching this. So go check it out. I'll link it at the end of this video and in the comment section down below. We're going to have my two favorite player props, two parlays, and of course, who I think wins Chiefs versus Eagles, the Super Bowl tomorrow. And we'll see if we have an NBA video tomorrow. I probably still will, but there's only 2 NBA games on tomorrow. Both start pretty early. But my second and great note, Underdog Fantasy still has a free square live until kickoff of the Super Bowl. Look, take advantage. Jalen Hurts to get 1 yard. He's going to do that. Even if you don't watch the NFL, don't worry about that. He's going to get that. The max bet, I believe, is $20. So make sure you use all $20 in one entry. But take advantage of that. Plus, you could sign up using our code COS so you get up 100% deposit match up to $100. So you get the free square, get free deposit match, free money. Take advantage of it. Links down below. And the number 3, PrizePicks has the same exact thing. They have that same deposit match. Sign up using our code COS for 100% deposit match or the link down below. But they do also have a free square. The only difference, theirs is live until midnight tonight. So make sure you use that one, Patrick Mahomes. Theirs, you don't have to use all the $25 for max bet in one bet. You can actually spread it across a couple different ones. But either way, all that stuff's down below in the description. I don't care about it. Let's hop into the best bet of the day. It returned on Wednesday. It's 2-0 since its return. Let's go 3-0 today. And it's Mr. Klay Thompson, over 25.5 points, minus 115 on DraftKings. If you're not sure what the best bet of the day is, just my most confident play, and it's a play that we put more money on. We're putting 1.5 units on it, which is about 1 to 2% of your bankroll is a normal unit. So we're putting a little bit more, maybe 1.5 to 3 units, depending on what you guys are doing. Now let's talk about Klay, because I played this up to 27.5, and I honestly think Klay drops 30 tonight, and I'm hopefully he does that. And if this line moves quickly, you can take his points plus rebounds or points plus assists line. But either way, I think Klay's going to score a lot of points tonight as him and the Warriors play host to the Los Angeles Lakers on ABC. Now, who knows if LeBron plays or Anthony Davis or any of the new guys that the Lakers traded for? Doesn't matter to me. All I know is that the Warriors, 3-point favorites, and the over-under 239. Now, without Stephen Curry, I don't really know if the Warriors are going to blow out the Lakers. And we've talked time and time again, the Lakers don't get blown out very often, and rarely do they blow out other teams. So I think we're going to see Klay play his normal minutes here. And we also know the Warriors are going to be, again, without Stephen Curry, who's out a couple more weeks. And we took advantage of that with Jordan Poole on Wednesday. But today, I like Klay Thompson a little bit more. Now, Klay, since Steph went out, he scored 42 and 31 points. Also had his birthday in there too. And in his last 6 games without Curry, 29, 31, 54, 30, 42, and 31 points in the over in all 6 games. Now, the great thing, he's hitting the over. That's great. We love to see that. But the bigger thing is Klay, he ain't afraid of shooting the ball. And even if he starts out cold, he's going to keep firing it up. In that 6-game stretch, Klay attempted 26 field goal attempts per game. Yeah, that's not a typo. He's just going to fire the ball up, and he's attempted 22 or more in all 6 games. I mean, he's a focal point of this offense. Andrew Wiggins likely guards LeBron James, so he'll have his, difficulties there. But Klay's going to keep firing it up. They're at home where he obviously shoots a lot better, and Klay, he's just going to keep firing it up. I mean, even if he starts out cold, we know he can score 20 points in a quarter. He scored 7 in a quarter before, and 18 of the last 25 guys with 20 or more field goal attempts versus the Lakers also hit this over, scored 26 points with a large majority scoring 30 or more. I love Klay. The Lakers are not a team that's really going to double team him, not a team that really scares me defensively. And like I said, I think this is a close game. Klay's capable of starting slow, but scoring 20 points in the second half. He's capable of hitting this over in one half. We love Klay Thompson taking his over 25.5 points as our best bet of the day, 1.5 units. Go get it done, Mr. Klay. Now let's keep it moving to a guy that's hurt us. I won't lie to you. This guy's hurt us recently. He's a COS Hall of Famer, but he's about to lose that title if he loses us today. Mr. Tyrese Halliburton, over 27.5 points plus assists, currently minus 120 on DraftKings. I'd play this at 28.5. Goes any higher, you can avoid it. If you want to take a double-double prop, you can actually cash the double-double without cashing this line, and the double-double is like plus 135. So go crazy. But like I said, this is my last straw for Mr. Halliburton. He is a COS Hall of Famer earlier this year, but last couple times we've taken his props, he really has been lackluster. And not only him being lackluster, the Indiana Pacers have been lackluster, because in fact, they've lost, that's the word of the day, lackluster. There you go. The Indiana Pacers have lost 3 straight games to the Cavaliers, Heat, and then last night to the Suns. Halliburton is under this line in all 3 of those games, but also under another one, 4 straight games. And at the end of the day, Halliburton, the Suns and the Pacers just got blown out. Like, he got smoked last game. you got to step up here. And Halliburton didn't even play a minute in the fourth quarter. So I think he steps up here, plays pretty well, and he's played well against the Wizards in a good matchup. Now they are on the road where Halliburton hasn't played as well, but the Wizards over the last 15 games given up the fourth most points per game to point guards. We've seen point guards absolutely destroy this defense. Well, they haven't given up a ton of assists. You might look at the assists, you see, oh, they don't give up a lot of assists. Halliburton's a different guy than a lot of us point guards are facing. I mean, Halliburton's a guy that's averaged 19.9 potential assists since his return. This is a guy that is averaging over 10 assists on the year, hence why the double-double is not a terrible prop. But I think Halliburton will get his assists, but at the end of the day, he's played well against the Wizards. In his last 5 games since becoming a Pacer, he's averaged 22 points per game and 11 assists. That's 33 points plus assists. We only need 28 today. He's had 34, 37, 33, 26, and 35 points plus assists against the Wizards in his last 5. So played well against this team. Since his return from injury, he hasn't been as aggressive shooting the basketball, but I imagine losing 3 straight games, getting benched in the fourth quarter, he's got to come out here and at least run with this offense and really kind of kick it into gear. At the end of the day, they don't want to go into the All-Star break losing 4, 5, 6 straight games. So I think Halliburton, who's averaged 29.8 points plus assists this year, steps up here. I think he's more aggressive, shoots the basketball. We know he can go out there and score 30 points, hitting the over and just points alone. We also know he can drop 15 assists, 15 points. He can get that done too. So I like him today. It's also worth noting this might be irrelevant, but Tyrese has hit this over in 6 of his last 7 games on Saturday. While we don't necessarily factor that in, at least he's not taking the Saturday and weekend games off and just like, whatever, TJ McConnell can get me off the bench. No, he's played pretty well on the weekends. I think Tyrese Halliburton gets us back, reclaims his COS Hall of Famer status, which is currently in jeopardy. Take his over 27.5 points plus assists. Like I said, you can take his over and double-double, take a double-double prop, or you can take his over and just points if you want to, or assists is probably a little bit safer. Now, my third and final play of the day is going to be an unpopular one. I expect not a lot of people to maybe tail this one, and that probably means it's going to smack pretty easily, but it's going to be an under, and it's an under for a superstar, Mr. Trae Young, and I like his under 41.5 PRAs, minus 113 on FanDuel. Look, if you're going to come out, if Trae has a big night and you're going to come back here and chirp me for it, well, then don't take the play, because we're going to give you some stats, and obviously if you take the stats, you do your research, you can do whatever you want with it, but I do like this play a lot, and if you need to pivot, I like it's under 27.5 points, and also I'd play this down to 20.5 or 40.5. Now, let's talk about Trae, because it's scary fading a superstar. I mean, honestly, you make probably more money fading superstars than pitting their over every night, but we look at a guy like Trae who's coming off a great game. He scored 36 points, 12 assists, even had 7 rebounds versus the Suns, ending with 55 PRAs. And in that game, we saw Trae shoot 55.6% from the field, 62.5% from 3 with 5 3-pointers. Now, you look at Trae on the season, you're like, whoa, those numbers are not anywhere near where he normally shoots. This year, shooting 43% from the field, 32% from deep. So he's doing a little bit of regression. You see those stats shooting 55%, 62% from 3. Yeah, some regression's coming, and I wouldn't be surprised if it came today. And you look at it, digging a little further, Trae's under this line, 41.5 PRAs in 17 of his last 25 games. That's 68% of the time. So you just been hammering Trae over props. You're probably down bad. You're losing a lot of units. And today, Trae and the Hawks are going to face the Spurs. By no imagination are the Spurs a good defensive team. I'm not going to come out and say, you know what? They're clamping him up. Seatbelt. No, they're not going to do that. That's not the Spurs defense, but just because they don't play a lot of defense doesn't mean Trae has to go out in there and carry. Maybe guys like Bogdanovich, DeJounte Murray, who we'll talk about in a second, maybe those guys come in here and step up. And the Hawks are also 12-point favorites. Think about the Spurs. Team that just went in double overtime, lost, now has to travel again, back-to-back games. Would it surprise anyone if the Hawks come out here and blow out this Spurs team? No. If this is a blowout, Trae's going to have a really tough time hitting this if he doesn't play in the fourth quarter. Now, you also look at Trae. He's been involved in 11 double-digit Hawk victories. In those 11 games, he's under this line in 8 of 11. So obviously there are games where he plays into the fourth quarter. Obviously he cashes and maybe they win by 10 or more at the end of the game. But if this is a blowout, it's going to be really tough for Trae to cash a 41.5 PRA line. And like I talked about with DeJounte Murray, would it surprise anyone? This is his first game back, or not first game back, first game against his former team, the Spurs, who shipped in away to the Hawks in the offseason. Would it surprise anyone if Murray comes out here a little bit more aggressive? Maybe Trae plays a little bit second fiddle to a guy like Murray, given that they probably are going to win this game? No. Wouldn't surprise anyone at all if we see DeJounte Murray out there scoring, and wouldn't surprise anyone if Trae Young's also in assist mode. I mean, there's guys like Clint Capella, John Collins can go up there and catch lobs, and obviously we'd rather an assist than Trae scoring. At the end of the day, here's a couple more Trae stats for you, and I'll wrap up the video. Trae, under this in 30 of 49 games played this year. A very good track record. Trae only shot above 50% from the field 13 games this year. So of the 19 games he's gone over, 8 of the 19 were games he shot above 50%. So if Trae's going to shoot efficiently, so what? We're going to live with it. But I think anyone can get where they want against the Spurs defense. The Spurs didn't do terrible against Killian Hayes. Obviously, Killian Hayes much worse than Trae Young. He just caught a stray. But I'd look at a guy like Trae Young. I don't necessarily think he has the backpack in this game like he might have had to do against the Suns. And I think this is a game where you can fade Trae Young confidently, and I will do it if he obviously comes out here and smokes me, hits a 40-point game or drops 50. That's always that can happen when you bet a Stars under. But I'm going to trust the stats, trust this matchup, trust that this could be a blowout, trust that DeJounte Murray could be a guy that just steps up here more today, and Trae maybe takes a second seat back to him. Either way, I'm taking Trae Young's under 41.5 PRAs, and we'll see how it goes. Minus 113 on FanDuel. You can take this down to 40.5. So those are my three favorite plays. Best bet of the day, Klay Thompson's over in points. Then we're going with obviously the man, the myth, the legend, Tyrese Halliburton, COS Hall of Famer, question mark, and over 27.5 points plus assists, and then Trae Young under 41.5 PRAs. Just a final reminder, obviously Underdog Fantasy still has that Jalen Hurts free square all the way up live until 6:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for the kickoff of the Super Bowl. Take advantage of that. Make sure you sign up using code COS or the link down below so you get the deposit match. And then number two, PrizePicks, like I said, their Patrick Mahomes free square, well, for him to get 1 yard, is live until tonight at midnight. So if you're going to sign up for PrizePicks, do it before tonight so you can take advantage of that. You can see how I'm using both of these two free squares in my Super Bowl video, which is probably already live by now or by the time you're watching this, but who knows? Either way, make sure you sign up using the code or link down below in the description, code COS. I appreciate you guys. Let's have a great day. Super Bowl video, I'll try to put it up on the screen if I can. Either way, have a great day. Let's go 3-0. See you guys back in tomorrow. We'll see what the video is like tomorrow, but I'll be out here at the worst. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.